Hey again everyone, Classy here. Today I wanted to show you sort of a little bit of something that kind of annoys me with the development of a certain type of tool, which is screwdrivers. Now, as far as electric screwdrivers go, I absolutely love these. I think these are a fantastic addition to a tool, to your tool repository, and especially for people with grip strength issues, muscular dystrophy, arthritis, or anything of the such. This kind of tool essentially gives us an electric motor to leverage rather than your own hand, which can sort of have issues and things like that. But there is a trouble with these that kind of bothers me, and just bear with me for a second while I just grab a little bit of something. And that is the shank of a screwdriver. As you can see with a standard screwdriver shank, the screwdriver bit is generally wider or as wide as the shank of the screwdriver, which means that if you have a screwdriver just like this and you need to get into a deep hole like this, or a deep kind of cavity, the screwdriver can actually fit in there. Now, these bits are actually a T15, I believe, just in this Ryobi air blower. I'd give these a 3 out of 5. They do blow dust around and things like that. They're just maybe not that great at it. Not as great as I've seen others do. But in any case, if I wanted to say dismantle this because I need to replace the switch, or I need to replace the motor, or I need to make some other kind of repairs, I would generally get, say a screwdriver that actually fits in there. And generally speaking, when it comes to the classic screwdriver, you're running into Phillips or flathead. And with these, if you need a range of bits, they all take up a lot of space, which is why this here became essentially the new and fantastic development, because it means that you could have one handle and as many bits as you could possibly need. So if I take, say, this one here, which is, no, that one's a T10, I need a T15. This T15 can sort of fit in a lot of different spaces, but as you can see, it really struggles to get into these other holes just here, right? It really, again, just struggles to get into here, especially when we run into the complete width of this here, which is an extraordinary amount compared to, say, your classic screwdriver, which means if I wanted to try and get into here, I can't do that, right? Which is why this is, of course, one of the big problems that I had with this kind of platform as opposed to the classic platform, because even though it takes up less space, it is not as functional. So, which is why this came in the mail. So this here is a extra long screwdriver bit set. The condition of the box leaves a little bit to be desired, but I'm not really sort of buying the box. I'm actually buying the tools on the inside of the box, which are a little bit tricky to get out of, but as you can see, this bit set is very long, right? They are extremely long. If anything, they're about roughly the same kind of length that you would end up getting in, say, a classic shank screwdriver, but they also take up a lot less space. You can imagine that if you had, let's see, 32 screwdrivers stacked up here versus this and this. As you can see that even though these shanks are a lot longer, they are taking up a lot less space. Now, the quality of this I'm not entirely sure about. Horudzi, I'm going to have to look that up actually, and I'll leave the any kind of reviews and whatnot, and the quality of that brand of tool in the description. I'm not really sort of talking about this brand in particular though, but if anybody wanted to get into this brand, I mean, there it is. I only got these ones in particular because they were I guess fairly inexpensive, about $30 for it. But generally, I wanted this a long set, and the set that Dean Doherty uses from Weha, I believe, are prohibitively expensive for what I'm looking for. Now, in the case of what I need here, I need a T15, which means one of these. Now, I'm going to use this, what do you call it, this electric screwdriver here. It's a little 4 volts. It's a little 4 volt setup. It's actually not too bad, but I actually had to remake the little buttons here in order to, because this thing here actually has various attachments, and I had to essentially cut these out by hand. I don't have a milling machine, so I had to cut these little bits, these little things out by hand in order to get that to work properly. But as you can see, it's, you know, 1/4 inch shank, fits in here quite nicely. Electric. I suppose there is sort of a little bit of a wobble in there, but this isn't spinning as quickly. I guess if you're using this in an impact, that wobble sort of might be an issue, I don't know. But in any case, I want to be able to remove the screws from this. And there you go. The screw was removed. The end of the bit has absolutely no damage. I guess it sort of sits on there fairly well. Just bear with me for a second while I maybe actually picked the wrong size. No, I guess the T15 sort of on this is a little bit wibbly wobbly. I would have thought that the T15 on this was would be a little bit more, or a little bit less sort of wobbly, because I'm almost certain that the T15 in this set here, yes, the T15 in this set, no, it's actually about the same. Never mind. This here is actually a not too bad a quality of set. I'd say this set here is about the same quality as this set here. It's a budget set, I suppose. But but look, I've been using that set just here for, you know, a fair while, and I haven't really had any problems with it. Assuming sort of that it was heat treated correctly, but there we go. So this elongated bit set is a fantastic addition to my arsenal. To my screwdriver bit set. Honestly, think that the long bits should have been standard issue as opposed to the uber short set, because these here are a lot more functional. As you can see with this set in particular, we have sort of like multiple security torque sets, security hex sets. We've got a few sort of different triangles, forks, Phillips of all different sizes, and yeah, I really hope sort of like that seeing this is giving you a little bit more sort of enlightening information sort of in regards to this style of platform versus the classic platform. So if you end up with a screwdriver bit, screwdriver bit driver, or you're fixing to get a electric screwdriver, brand inconsequential, for a friend of yours who still wants to get into the dismantling of paraphernalia, the elongated set would be the absolute bee's knees. Sorry about the pause. Anyway, have a good one.